Welcome to Master Theory, Book 1, Lesson 1. We're going to start with the staff. Music is written on a staff. A staff consists of 5 lines equally spaced. So you will always see 5 lines on our music. And the way we do it is you count it from the bottom. There are numbers for each of them and also spaces. And you need to know the correct way of naming them. So from the bottom is line 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There are 4 spaces also starting from the bottom space. We counted space 1, 2, 3, and the 4. So let's do some exercise on the bottom. 1, draw a staff using the dots below for guides. Very important, use your pencil and a ruler. When you do music theory exercises, always use pencil so you can erase it easily. Now I already connect some of them. So I'm going to connect the 5th lines here using a ruler. Here. Yes. Question 2, how many lines are there in the music staff? Number 3, how many spaces are there in the music staff? We just talked about that. There are 4 spaces. Number 4, the top line of the staff is line number. So remember we have 5 lines. So when you count to the top, it's line 5. The middle line will be line 3. The top space of the staff is space number. So we have 4 spaces. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So the top space will be 4. Lesson 2, the clef signs. At the beginning of every staff, you will find a clef sign which gives a letter name to a definite line or space. So this is a treble clef. And for treble clef, it's also called the G clef, giving the letter name G to the second line of the staff. So you'll see that the belly of the clef is circling the second line. So that's why it's called G clef, because the second line is G. And this is a bass clef, or we call it F clef. The F clef has 2 dots right here, and it's sharing the 4th line. So the 4th line is called F. So the bass line, the bass or clef, so bass or F clef sign gives the letter name F to the 4th line of the staff right here. In the music theory book, we'll use both the treble or G clef sign and the bass or F clef sign. And we'll talk about tenor and alto clefs later. So here is the student assignment. We'll draw 4 treble clef signs here. So the way to draw treble clef, there are several ways. There are usually 2 ways. The first way is you start from the G. The second line, you'll circle toward the right and go down. Make sure you don't go under the first line. You make a squirrel and then going up, coming down to meet at the 4th line through the belly, and then make a nice little shoe. Again, I'm starting from the second line and drawing toward the right, lower, and going through the 4th line, coming down and draw a shoe. There's also the reverse way. Some people do the shoe first. And then they pull it up to the right like a hook. and then they turn to meet at the fourth line, and then keep coming down to turn around at the first line, and then turn it back to G. That's also a way. Either way is fine as long as the middle part, the belly part, is circling the second line. All right. Now, number 2, draw 4 bass or F clef signs here. We'll start from the 4th line and make sure we don't go too fast, too far, or too low. It needs to start from the 4th line. So the way we do is starting from the F line, going to the right, don't go too far, too tall, and then we turn around, and you don't have to go below the 1st line. That will be just the right size. And then don't forget, you need to put 2 dots next to the clef, the curved line. Again, we're going to do 4 of them. Slowly. And make sure they are as neat as you can. All right. Number 3, the treble or G clef sign. Circle step number. So the question was asking you which line is the G clef circling. So the answer will be 2, because if you look at the top, we talk about that, and there's a picture right here. It's circling the second line. So number 4, what is the letter name of line 2 in the treble clef? So second line here, the name of the note will be G, because it's G clef, right? In the bass or F clef sign, what staff line lies between the 2 dots? So the answer, the F clef, the bass clef is right here. So it's asking what staff line lies between the 2 dots. So the answer will be 4, because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 staff lines. Number 6, what is the letter name of line 4 in the bass clef? Again, so the letter name of line 4 in the bass clef. So the answer is right here on the top. It's okay. Lesson 3. Line and space names. Each line and space of a staff has a letter name in relation to its clef sign. So different clefs will have different system of naming the notes. The first 7 letters of the alphabet are used in naming the lines and the space of both clefs. We only use 7 musical alphabets here. So it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And you need to be able to say it reversely. So give a try and see if you can say G, F, E, D, C, B, A. G, F as girlfriend, E, D as Ed, and then C, B, A. So when you count the musical alphabet chronologically, like in the right order, it is going up. The notes are going up like this way. So when you say it reversely, if you say G, F, E, D, C, B, it's going down. So let's see. The names of the 4 spaces in the treble clef spell F-A-C-E. And if you remember earlier, we've mentioned that this is the G. So when you go up, we count the name. We put in the name in the way of like every line and a space. And the way we do it is like line and going up space, and then line and then space, line, space, line. So they are in the musical alphabet order, if you look at this way. So the first one, for example, was G. So G is on the second line, and so the next one, which is going up to the second space, will be A. And then if you keep going, it will be B. If you keep going to the third space, it will be C. And then fourth line will be D, and then E. So you notice that it's in the order of line, space, line, space. And the musical alphabet does recycle. It goes circling, like A, B, C, D, F, G, and after G is again A, B, C, D, etc. So the bass, in the bass clef, they spell A, C, E, G. Or if you don't want to remember, you can always just remember that's F. And if you go up to the fourth space, it'll be G, because after F is G. If you go reversely, if you go down, F, and then E, and then D, just keep counting backward, and you'll find out the name of the notes, as long as you're following line, space, way. Some people do memorize it in sentences, like you can remember the names of the 5 lines in the Treble Clef by every good boy does fine, like this. Every good boy does fine. And in the bass clef, it's good boy does fine always. So make sure you memorize the right sentence if you want to follow this way. You want to use this way. Now let's do some assignment on the bottom. How many letters of the alphabet are used in naming the lines and space of the staff? They are 7, because A, B, C, D, E, F, G. There are 7 alphabets. Write the letter names of the spaces in the treble clef. Treble clef. So the answers are all here, but if you can practice it without looking at it, that'll be the best. So think about first, treble clef. And secondly, they're asking spaces. So it's this one. So you're gonna write F, A, C, E, starting from the bottom. Number 3, write the letter names of the lines in the bass clef. So in bass clef and line notes. So you look at this one, the 4th one here. So it will be G, B, G, A, B, C, D, and F, and A. Number 4, write the letter names of the lines in the treble clef. So treble clef is here, and lines gonna be the 3rd one here. So this will be the answer of question number 4. And you'll write the letter names of the lines in the treble clef. The answer will be E, G, B, D, F. Number 5, write the letter names of the spaces in the bass clef. Spaces in the bass clef. So you're asking here. So you're gonna write the answer as A, C, E, G. Number 6, write the letter names of all the lines in space from line 1 to line 5 on both clef. So we're going to look up a little bit. In treble clef, the bottom line is first line. So you're going to start from E. So you're going to write E and then F, G, because we're writing in the order of line, space, line, space. Okay, so E, F, G, A, B, C, D. So that's line, space, and then line. All right. You don't have to write line or space on the bottom. I'm just clarifying. Now for bass clef, the line 1 of bass clef note is G. So I'm going to start from G and just follow the musical alphabet order. Just write G, A, B, C, D, E, F. That's it. All right. Lesson 4, notation. Notes are the symbols placed on the lines and in the spaces of the staff to make music. So this is a line note, and that's a space note, which is draw sum. They want you to look at a sequence. So we're going to look at E from here. You notice this is first line, and then space line, space 1. And then you'll see second line, second space, third line, third space, fourth line, fourth space, fifth line. And then you'll come back to fourth space, fourth line, third space, third line, second space, second line, and etc. But depending on different clef, the starting notes will be different. So always take a look at the clef before you answer the questions. All right, let's do some exercise about writing notes. Question 1. Write 6 line whole notes. So line whole notes. So that means you have to make sure the notes are being crossing on the line like this. I'm going to draw 6 of them. Make sure they are not too small. This is a little small or too big. You need to be just right. So let's do a few of them and make sure you close the circle. Number 2, write 6 space whole notes. So you're going to try to squeeze into the space of 2 lines. Number 3, draw the treble clef sign and write the letter name under each whole note. Okay, so first, draw the treble clef sign. We did that earlier, so we're going to start from the second line, and then remember to draw to the right, and then down, and then up, come down, meeting on the fourth line, and then make a little shoe. Next, we're going to draw the note's name, basically. So we know this is treble clef. So the second line should be G because it's G clef. And G coming down to the very next note. So we'll just count the 1 letter before G. So it will be F, and that will be F, G, A, and then A coming down again. Oh, it's the letter before A, so it's G, and then we'll go G going up to G, A, and that's a B, and we're coming down again. So B going before the under will be A. And again, we're going up to A. There's another note in between those 2 notes. So A, B, C. And then we're coming back again to from third space to the third line. So this one is B. And then again, we're going up and we notice there's another space note here. So it's going to be C and then D. And D is coming down to the letter before D will be C. And then if you look at C in the next note, there's another note here. So we're going to count C, D, and then E here. Now E is going to come down again backward, one more letter. So it's D. And then again, D going up to another note, but there's another space note between them. So it's D, E, and then F. So the same way happens in question number 4. Draw the bass clef sign and write a letter name under each corner. So we're going to draw a nice bass clef starting from the 4th line, 2 dots. Then we're going to start counting. G is the first note, and you notice that between G to the next note, there is a space note that is not filled. So we're going to count G, A, so the next note is B. Now B coming down from the second line to second space, so it's the note, the very next note, right below the B, so it's A. And then we're going up. You notice that there are 2 space notes, so there is a line note that they skipped. So you should count A, B, and then this is C. Again, so this is C, and we're going down a step. We're going down a note. So it's the letter before C, that would be B. B going up to the 3rd line note, and there's a second space note in between them. So B, C, that will be D. Next one, D coming down a note, so it's the letter before D, that will be C. And then the next one, we're going up, and it looks like they are both space notes, so there's a line note in between them, so we have to count C, D. The next note is E. Again, the next one, E, coming down to the very next note before E. So it's below E, so you're going to count the alphabet backward. So the letter before E will be D. Now D going up to, skip another note here. So you'll be D, E, and then F. Coming back, the letter before F will be E. Going up, it looks like we skip a note here. So we're gonna count E, F, and this will be G. And then the last 2 would be F, and then G, A. That's it. So on the bottom, it has a little tip. Memorize A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and backwards, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. Say that over and over. All right. We'll talk about lesson 5 in the next video.